Okay, everybody, welcome to our Wednesday Health Chat with Robin and Kim and Wednesday Wellness. And we're going to be talking about National Healthy Aging Month, which is this month. Last week, we talked about the importance of nutrition, and we're going to talk about exercise today. So really important. This is Robin and my wheelhouse. We love exercise. We've been teaching fitness for years and years and years. I think combined of 60 years for both of us, if you combine our years of teaching. And so this is definitely something we are passionate about. And as we've gotten older, we've noticed you have to change what you do in order to get the results that you're looking for. And I've also got my certification. I'm a menopause fitness specialist. And so I've really taken what I've learned there, and the book Robin and I both have read and recommend is called Next Level. It's for older athletes. And it's really, yes, got a lot of science by Dr. Stacy Sims. It's got a lot of science behind what we should be doing, especially as we get older. And I don't know about you, but I see a lot of elderly aging very frailly and getting hunched over and not being just not being functional like I want to be when I'm in my 80s and 90s. I want to be very functional, walking and dancing and doing all the things. So one of the main things that I found is really working for me is doing heavy lifting with heavy dumbbells, with resistance bands, and low reps. So it's instead of doing high reps, low weight, you kind of reverse that. And that's what's really going to help move the needle. That's the science they're showing that helps to move the needle when we get in our older years, 50 plus. So, and they're showing this with athletes as well. And Robin's going to talk a little bit more about the cardio part of it and what she's been going through too as well. So, aging is no joke. It's not, it happens, right? It happens to all of us, but how do we, what choices do we make in order to age better and to age strongly and straight and to age with power? That's the key, to age powerfully, not just to age gracefully, which you can do that too, but age gracefully and with power. So yeah, Robin, what do you want to say about that? I know, right?
What do I want to say about that? Here's what I want to say about that. So think of it this way. As we age, we lose muscle strength by like the boatloads. It's unbelievable. Like, I don't have my percentages right now. Do you remember, Kim, like how much we lose?
I meant to write it down, but I know I think it's after age 35, we start losing 1% a year. And then it goes up higher, is like after you hit 60, it goes even higher, like 3 to 5% a year or something like that. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's super scary. So you've already started losing, and then you don't do anything. And then it's like, then it really exacerbates as you get, it snowballs the older you get.
And that's why it makes total sense. If you think about it, like, why would you lift heavier? Because you're losing more muscle strength. Lower reps, heavier weight, bigger muscle, right? Gains. Gains. You're going to have gains, people.
And I want to say one caveat: whatever's heavy for you, because what's heavy for you is different from what's heavy for me. I started out, I've had 2 shoulder surgeries. So has Robin. When I started coming back from mine, I started out with 5 pounds, 8 pounds, and some 10-pound weights. Now I'm up to like 12s, 15s, 20s, even 25. So it's like I'm pushing myself, and but I'm not doing a lot of heavy, high reps, so to speak. So it's like, you can get it back. That's the thing. Even if you had surgeries, you had issues come up, it's like you've been derailed. You can still come back. I'm 66, and I'm like, I'm stronger than I have been in a long time, and it feels so good. Feels so empowering.
I'll say one thing too about the shoulders. Like, she said we've been in the fitness industry together like 60 years, over 60 years, and both of us have had shoulder issues. Mine's replacements, hers is other whatever yours was.
Rotator
I can't remember.
Rotator.
Listen, guess what that comes from, you guys? Repetition. Repetition. So when you constantly do stuff with your shoulders, like 100,000 reps, that's what's going to happen. You're going to wear, your joints can only take so much. So I know some people will be like, oh, heavy, that's going to wear on my joints, but it won't wear on your joints it's going to strengthen the muscle around your joints and make your joints stronger. So lifting that heavier to build that stronger muscle. So, I get all kind of kickback when I say things like this. I get an answer for whatever your kickback is. So that's one answer there. Because when you've lived it, you kind of, know it and you feel it. So,
Right.
All right. So now we're going to talk about the cardio part of it. And like, I'm the cardio queen. I love arc trainers. I love cycling, like hardcore classes. I used to love dance aerobics. Like, I loved everything, anything that I could just keep moving and moving and moving. Like, I never called a treadmill a dreadmill because I loved it, right?
Good,
Because
you
I
crazy.
get into my I get into my zone, like, and I could forget the world and just go. So I'm going to be vulnerable and tell you guys, like, I just hired a trainer myself because I'm at my wit's end after having this shoulder surgery. I put on like 20 pounds and feeling pretty bad. Like, cortisol levels were up. I did have those tested. I was having a lot of belly fat, and I'm like, who is this? Who's in this body? And so I hired this trainer. And the first thing she said to me when she looked at my, you have to write everything down. She said, "You are working out way too much." And I'm like, what?
How can that be?
Anyway, it is true, guys. So I think I've been with her now for 5 weeks. I've lost 9.5 pounds. And I am not working out hard at all. I am biking 3 days a week, and I am walking and hiking on the other days.
Yeah.
It is a weird, weird world for me. So harder is not better.
Yep.
When it comes to aging. And I'm going to tell you why, because I've got some studies to tell you. So what's going to work and what works the best is sit and hit. And you've heard Kim and I talk about hit or sit. Sit is sprint interval training. So you go, 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 go for 10 to 30 seconds, and then you rest for like 20 seconds. Go, 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 go. And you can do this walking. You can do this swimming. You can do it biking, treadmill, not the treadmill, arc trainer, anything you pick, you can do. And you would just go hard at whatever you're doing for, that 10 to 30 seconds, and then slow down for like 20 seconds, and then go hard again for another 20 seconds, and then go slow again. So then that's fit, right? And then there's hit, which is also probably more familiar with a lot of people, high intensity interval training. You do typically what you do is 8 rounds of 20 seconds of hard, 10 seconds of rest. But you can also do 40 seconds of hard cardio and then 20 seconds of rest is hit. And I do that in my classes. You can do this with marching. You can march with high knees for like 20 seconds and then march low for 10 seconds. And then high knees again for 20 seconds and then low for 10 seconds. So it doesn't have to be anything crazy. You don't have to do all those crazy hops and jumps and jumping jacks, because listen, as you age, I mean, if you've been doing things a lot, my joints, I can't even do that stuff anymore. My knees won't allow it. So, but you can do it with walking. You can walk fast to one mailbox, go slow to the next mailbox, fast to the next mailbox, slow to the next. All right. So do you have anything about sit and hit you want to add?
I was going to say that, and it's interesting enough, Robin, I've had ladies come to me and say, "Oh, I used to be such a gym rat. I spent hours at the gym, but it's not working anymore." I'm like, there's a reason it's not working anymore. And you don't have to work out that hard. I loved what you said. It's working out smarter, not harder.
Yeah. And I've got a couple studies to kind of go over too, because I want people to really listen to this, because it's frustrating. It's frustrating when you get older and you're like, what is going on? Everything I do, nothing is working. All right. So I'm going to give you 6 things that fit helps with. All right. So it increases your lean muscle mass and reduces your fat mass. And then I'm going to read you a little study about it. So this is a study that was published in the Medicine in Science and Sports and Exercise. They had a group of Postmenopausal women, that would be Kim and I, 47 to 59, and they performed 20-minute bursts of sit, alternating 8 seconds of sprinting on a stationary bike at about 85% of their maximum heart rate. And that's the key. You want to get to about 85% of your max. To get your max, it's 220 minus your age, guys. All right. And then the heart percentage of the maximum heart rate with 12 seconds of easy pedaling 3 times a week for 8 weeks. By the study's end, the women had lost fat, regained muscle mass, improved their aerobic fitness by 12%. That's what I was concerned with. I was like, but I need my VO2 max to stay where it is. I need my low pulse rate. Guess what? It makes it low. It still does. And what amounted to only 8 hours of actual exercise over 8 weeks' time. That's crazy.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
And you shouldn't stop moving. Do yoga, go for a walk, do stretching, swim, whatever. You should stay active. You shouldn't sit in a chair the other, 4 days or whatever. Okay, so after that study, then I'm going to tell you, this is number 2. It strengthens and increases our mitochondria. Our mitochondria is our energy system. It's our cells. It's what helps us do everything in life, from picking up our water bottle to running a half marathon. So you want to have your cells that feed your mitochondria that feed your cells, your ATP. You want to have that up to snuff, right? It improves insulin sensitivity. And so many of us, as we age, our insulin sensitivity, it goes kind of haywire. And I just want to put in one other thing here about the insulin sensitivity. So I just had my blood work done yesterday, and my A1C came back as 1 point above where it should be. And I've been working out and been, eating. I eat like so clean, but I read up on it and I talked to the doctor. Sleep. And Kim and I have talked about that. Even one night of bad sleep can make your A1C go up.
Yep.
And I was like, it has to be, because I had like 4 hours of sleep that night. For some reason, I didn't sleep very good. So anyway, guys, sleep too. And this is not about sleep, but all right. Number 3, it improves your insulin sensitivity. Number 4, it lowers your fasting blood sugar. Number 5, it reduces stress. Of course it does. And number 6, it pumps out more high or HGH and increases which increases your testosterone. Okay. And it lowers the estrogen, which makes bad estrogen, right? So lower amounts of estrogen, which makes bad estrogen. And we don't need as much estrogen as we need our testosterone in there. So I heard that. I'm like, oh, this is so good, because Kim and I were just talking about that. So that's my number 6. What were you going to say?
I was going to say human growth hormone is the youth hormone. We want to keep that updated. So that's a good thing. We want that. So yeah,
so
those
sit and hit, guys.
Those are really good.
So couple other things. You might feel like sit and hit, they're tough on your body. Like they'll make your legs feel weak. It makes you work a lot harder, but you keep going with it. And then the last thing I want to say about it is about long endurance. So this was another study, and it said long endurance exercise actually stimulates an increase in your cortisol that tends to linger. Researchers who tested hair samples from endurance athletes found a correlation between cortisol levels in their hair and their endurance training volume. You need to balance out endurance training with short, sharp, high intensity training. That's why the high intensity training, the sit or the hit, should be done 2 to 3 days a week. And then if you're a marathon person, then you do your long stuff, your, treadmill, constant steady state for the other days, right? And it makes sense. And listen, I'm telling you, it works, because I was always the person on there going all out 110%, blah, 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 blah. Never really, cycling class, you do intervals, but yeah, it's made a huge difference for me. So I'm living proof.
Yeah. And that's good. And we're just learn this. We're going through it. We're living it. And you know what?
Yeah.
We keep educating ourselves and what works and what, what we should be doing. And because it's all about,
And we want to help everyone else.
yeah, well,
Because if we're struggling, we know other people are struggling.
absolutely. So, yeah. Well, thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And, anything else?
I don't think so.
I think that's it.
I
So,
think.
well,
Yeah.
thank you for joining us today. If you have any questions about this, please drop them below, because we both have programs that we offer for people. And I've got a great one I'm doing now that is perfect for women in our age group. But, or find something that you like to do that's going to strengthen your muscles. And that's the bottom line. So,
Yep.
so we
All
will
right. Have a good
next
day.
week. And
Yep.
I want you to stay young, live young, and have fun. All right.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
See ya.